Hey everybody, Wes here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be discussing a brand new feature on the PlayStation 5. But before we do that, did you guys know that 70% of the people watching this video right now are not subscribed? Well, now you do, so do me a favor and hit the subscribe button with your notification bell on. So, as is tradition, we have a brand new feature for the operating system of the PlayStation 5 that we're going to break down in this video. So the feature is actually called Activities, and it essentially makes it so that you can load up the PS5 dashboard and instantly load into a segment of a game without having to sit through the game's load up. This is in contrast to the quick resume feature that is on the Xbox Series X. So picture this, you wake your PS5 up from rest mode, you go over to either Spider-Man Miles Morales or you go to Ratchet & Clank A Rift in Time, and then you select Activities, which essentially allows you to load up a certain point of the game at that specific moment that you created or the game automatically made for you. And instead of having to boot up the game, load into the game's world, this essentially allows you to select a specific moment and instantly get into the action. It's very similar to quick resume. The best thing that I can compare this to is if you've ever played an emulator, for instance Dolphin Emulator, then there's an option for you to actually create a save state, and it essentially allows you to load in from that specific save state without having to load up any cutscenes or even interact with any of the menu systems entirely. So the entire goal for this PS5 Activities feature is to get people into games quicker, as fast as possible, and with the new solid state drive in the PS5, it allows them to pull in data and assets from the system memory without having to recompile it and reload it at all. So if done correctly, it should make loading up games and getting into games much quicker. Like, we're talking probably sevenfold. If you've ever used Dolphin Emulator, which I strongly recommend testing this out, you'll see that, you know, for instance, if you're trying to practice a specific boss battle for a speed run, this allows you to create a save state and quickly load from that save state that allows you to practice that specific instance that you're trying to accomplish. So this feature could be a godsend for speedrunners who plan to start speedrunning games on the PS5. Now, we're not entirely sure what games are actually compatible with this new feature, but I assume that it's going to be as many games as possible, but at the bare minimum, all of the PlayStation 5 games that are exclusive to that platform. And like I previously said, this is made possible because of how good the SSD in the PlayStation 5 is, but it's also worth mentioning that the PS5 has a lot of RAM in the system, so that allows for a lot of these assets to be pre-generated and saved in the system memory, so that whenever you go to quick resume or whenever you go to load up an activity, it's something done very quick. It pulls it from the RAM, which allows you to load up the game super fast. Now, in terms of activities that most likely come pre-generated are the ones that you actually save. So for instance, if you do a save point in the game, or if you do an autosave, then it does that as well. But the way that I think that it's going to happen is you're going to have to go to the dashboard and then select a save state, or, you know, save the activity, and it allows you to just pull from the activities that you create rather than the console or the game pre-generating that stuff for you. I think it's going to work very similar to save states that we've seen before in emulators, and I'm super excited to see it in action. Now, believe it or not, we actually knew about this feature, but we didn't know the actual name of it. The name we thought it was going to be called was Instant Access, which is kind of similar to Quick Resume, but now they're going a completely different route and they're calling it Activities. So each game's activity page has things that you could choose from or you could generate yourself. Like I said, I've got a feeling this feature is literally just save states from emulators that we've seen before. It's not hard technology to do, so I'm just glad it's finally being adopted on consoles. Now, they could completely blunder the activities feature by making it so developers have to choose which activities that you can load in from and not the user itself. I think that if developers like choose for you to load up into, like, you know, a certain chapter of a game, or for instance, if you're playing, you know, Spider-Man or even, you know, Ratchet & Clank, if you want to load into like the third act of the game, then developers actually choose what activity locations there are. But I don't think that's the case, and I don't want it to be, because if the user can actually pick these activities, then I think people will use it quite often. If it's just developers picking out, you know, the certain activities that they want to allow you to use, then the feature would be completely crippled, and in my opinion, not many people would use it at all. It needs to mirror save states from emulators. If the end user creates the save state and is able to load up from their PS5 dashboard and immediately get back into the action, then that could be one of the best features in gaming history. But it's gotta mirror the save states from emulators, and anything less than that is gonna fall short from being a fantastic feature on the PS5. Now, this also brings up another question. Will these features be tied to the actual profile of the PS5, or will it be console wide? I think it'd be really cool to create an activity on one profile and then jump on your brother or your friend's profile so that they can kind of continue that progression without, you know, completely ruining your save. Now, we could take this an entire step further. What if you are at your house right now and you would like to take your activity, like for instance, a save state of your location in the game, and then copy that into a USB flash drive, and then you take that flash drive and you go to your friend's house and you plug the flash drive in and you load up the activity, and it automatically loads those assets into the RAM and the SSD, allowing you to quickly go to that save state from your friend or, you know, your other PlayStation 5 system. Or let's say you found this really cool Easter egg on Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then you want to share that specific moment online. You click the share button, it allows you to share that activity to the rest of the PlayStation network. Or if you have a YouTube video that you'd like to share a specific moment or even a save state from your game, and you want your viewers to be able to play along, you go ahead and export that activity to a USB, you put it into your PC, you upload it to Dropbox or Google Drive, and it allows for the rest of your viewers and audience to play the game along with you. Now, those are just some of the ideas that I came up with on the spot for PS5 activities. Imagine the infinite uses that you could get if you could just export a specific spot in a game and then share that online or with your community. I think that PS5 activities could be an incredible feature, and I look forward to seeing more information from PlayStation about this upcoming feature. But I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you guys think that you should be able to create an activity and share it online with all of your friends and quickly load up the dashboard on states that you choose? Or are you cool with developers choosing that for you? As always, guys, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button with your notifications turned on, like the video, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I will see you on the next PlayStation 5 video.
Oh, thank you.